Yo, this your boy Gary Brown 12, yo. I just got finished doing the Philly Regional last night. It was kind of disappointing. They had a lot of software issues. My friend Nate 12345 was X2 at the time, and they cut the tournament off to the top 64. He was in 87th place. So for him to get his invite, like 23 people have to have their invite already, because the top 64 people at that particular tournament got their invite because of all the software problems that we had. I went X1 with a deck that I didn't expect to really do all that well. The deck I went with was blackwings, but it's a very different style of blackwings. So I'll start off with the monsters. The monsters are pretty standard. Like, they're not the standard that I normally use, but they're pretty the standard that everyone else is used. So 3 Bora, 3 Shura, 1 Dark Arm Dragon, 3 Sirocco the Dawn, 3 Kalute, 3 Gale. Now, anyone who's watching my YouTube channels and my YouTube videos, and I've talked about Blackwing and stuff, know that I haven't made a Blackwing deck without Dark Creator in it. So now this build that had no Dark Creator, and you'll see why in a second. So I have 3 Black Worms in the deck, of course, the standard for Blackwings. 2 Allures, that's up to preference. You got the standard Mythical, Space, and Heavy. Mythical, Heavy, and True Nate, sorry. Reborn, Dark Eruption, Brain Control. Now let's go to the trap. Now the traps are what made this kind of unique in the deck. 3 Reckless Greeds. A lot of Blackwing builds run that. 3 Solemn Judgments. I think that's fairly new for Blackwings. 2 Royal Oppression. Royal Oppression really good in this build. 2 Boundless. 2 Icarus. Torrential Ameriforce. Now this deck, in terms of its spells and traps, and even its monsters, is vastly different from the other Blackwing builds I played. The 2 Royal Oppressions are really great in Blackwing because honestly, Blackwings don't have to special summon. It's just an additional effect that's great about them. They can special summon. That would make them good. Like, just the option of being able to special summon or normal summon. So you go out your way, you summon your Armor Master or use your Reborn before you flip your Oppression, and now your opponent has no real way of getting rid of your monster, because to get rid of a Synchro, you probably have to Synchro summon and get rid of that Synchro. That's normally how it works. I'll also show you the side deck that I've used. I was able to get my hands on a couple prohibitions. I got a third one yesterday, right after the tournament, like after the tournament started. So the side deck is a little different. Like in the side right now, I have 2 Soul Release, and I have 3 prohibitions. Now, yesterday for the tournament, I only had 2 prohibitions, and I had 3 dimensional figures. But now I'll go through the rest of the side deck and tell you my rationale for every card. 2 Twisters, 3 Mirrors of O, 3 Light Imprisoned Mirrors, 2 Threatening Mirrors. Okay, well, the main deck is kind of built so it can go overall and like fight every deck in the format. It can fight, like, believe it or not, the main deck actually does pretty well against Skill Drain regardless of having the monster effect. Blackwings have a Kalute. Dark Eruption allowed me to get back a Kalute back from the graveyard. Like, so the main deck is pretty solid. Like, all I have to do is just summon a lot of monsters against Skill Drain and they normally lose. This is the thing. With the side deck, like the 2 Threatening Words, Blackwings are the hardest deck to side deck against. Like, there's nothing really that you can do to like truly disrupt what they're trying to do. Like, you can play Dimensional Fissure and make them not be able to use their Kalutes, but they still can like summon all their monsters, like they still have all their effects. Then you can use stuff like Skill Drain, but Skill Drain really doesn't hurt the deck. It just tells them that they have to like not use their effects to beat you. And like their monsters are like 2018 Elfins 22, so all that stuff. The Light Imprisoned Mirrors, of course, that's for Lightsworn / Twilight. Mirrors of Oath is for Gladiator Beast, but it's also for Synchro Cat. Synchro Cat, I like to special summon from the deck a lot too. This doesn't hurt Synchro Cat nearly as much, but a well-timed one will be devastating to them. 2 Twisters for Skill Drain decks. The three prohibitions, those are for like all kinds of decks. Like I like prohibition. I think it's probably the best side deck card in the game. Um, it helps cripple a lot of different decks. I was playing against a Light Swarm player yesterday, and I called Heavy Storm because I had Prohibition Royal Oppression face down. And I played Prohibition, called Heavy. He had Heavy in his hand because he like made a little smirk when he saw the Prohibition. I called Heavy. Now he changed his whole play. He had to play Charge to get Lila, and he popped my Prohibition. He had Card Save Return face up and played Foolish Burial on Wolf before I flipped the Oppression. I paid Eat, so he had the card Save Return face up. He didn't want to use Heavy Storm on it. He in phase. He mills another Wolf. I paid 8. You know it happens. I draw. I get my second Prohibition. I only had 2 on the side deck at the time, and then he ends up. I play Prohibition, call Heavy Storm again. So he had that dead Heavy Storm in his hand. Prohibition is a great card because it can make things dead. So if you get a chance to like use it, you should try it. It's really good. Especially in Glad-Beast, because Glad-Beast, in my opinion, cannot beat me without Bisteri. And if I prohibit their Gladiator Beast Bisteri, they're in a world of trouble without it. Unless they have Mythical, Heavy, or Trunate, they're not beating me. Soul Release. Soul Release, in my opinion, is a better side deck against Light Swarm than Dimensional Fissure is, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason for that is because after they do all their fly stuff, like you go Lumina, go off, mill half their decks to the graveyard, like Dimensional Fissure is useless, but Soul Release will never be useless. Like you can have it in your hand, and even if you go like turn 3, remove every last one in your graveyard from the game, they're hurting. And it's also pretty good against Synchro Cat, because Synchro Cat light pin them their monsters in the graveyard and then play Pot of Avarice. So like you sit there and like you remove all of the their monsters in the Synchro Cat deck from the game, like their 2 or 3 Pot of Avarice are dead. Also against Light Swarm, another thing I like is that it forces them to use the Necro Gardeners early. So you go Soul Release and you start targeting their Gardeners, and they have to remove all their Gardeners at once. And all 3 of those Gardeners will only block the very next attack during that turn. So that's it. That's the build. It went XM1 yesterday. I lost during the top 64. I finished 23rd. That's not bad considering that if we had more rounds, I'll probably end up get top 16 and top 8 or whatever, and I'll probably end up with my mat. But you know what? It happens. This is Gary Brown 12 signing off. Don't forget to look at my man Nate page, Nate12345. Also take a look at Team Galaxy those 8 page. They're very funny. They got a lot of different videos on there. A lot of our antics and stuff. You should take it and check it out. Alright, I'll holler at you. Peace.